Adele Chapman-Burgess. I am a Ngarrabul Yina of the Gamilaraay Nation. My maternal side, my mum is Ngarrabul and she is from the Glen Innes area. My paternal side, my dad, is Yuwaalaraay and Kooma, and he is from Hebel, Durrumbandi. It's about family connections. It's about the places that we visit, especially here on Gumbaynggirr country, and then also connections with Ngarrabul country as well. My spirit has grown stronger, obviously wiser, in the last 59 years, and cultural understanding, especially with doing the workshops that we're doing now. Weaving and the possum cloaks and the kangaroo skins have sort of come late in life. We were always on country as children with our parents, but we weren't shown these sorts of things. I guess because these methods were, I wouldn't say lost, but I would say maybe sleeping, and then they just need to be awakened.
My name is Avril Chapman. I'm a proud Ngarrabul woman from a family of 6 with 3 sisters. I think through mum and dad, just the way we lived has always kept our culture alive, and that's just natural progression, I think, without ever having been told, you are Aboriginal, you must do this or you must do that. It was just a progressive thing. Today I am soaking some grasses that were picked, some of them quite a while ago, and have dried out. So when you're doing weaving, you need to soak them. These should have been probably soaked overnight, so they were a little bit more flexible. However, I'm just throwing some in the river at the moment. With the grasses in the river, because it is actually a river and it's running, I've had to throw some big rocks on the top of it just to keep them from floating away. The mandra and buckyrush, and so it's been dried out for quite a while, so about 12 months. So it probably needs to be wetted down a lot more. We actually did wet some down with some warm water, hot water, and it actually made us a lot softer than the cold water did. So if it is really dried out, try some pretty hot water on it, like soak it in some hot water for a little while. I just walked around my garden a couple of weeks ago and I found, and I just thought, give it a go. Like if it's got a broad leaf, you need a fair length, otherwise you're joining too much. So look for something that's got a lot of length, like your lamandra, your dracaena, some of your irises. I used a water iris that I had growing in my fish pond. I had a go at that. Your bulrush, which you can just pull up inside the road and find just about in any swamp. Oh, red hot pokers. Flax would be great because it's long. Unless you want to keep joining, just start out with something that's got a bit of length, and then you just strip it. Like take out your centre core because it's pretty hard on most of them. Twirl it around your finger, so you'll see that the fibres inside will sort of break down a little bit. But if it doesn't snap off, you know that the fibres are actually going to hold together to do a weave with. With the cordage, the first time that I did it, we did a loop knot in the top and we actually tied it to our toe because we were sitting on the ground, no shoes on, at a booba lagoon, so that you keep your tension on your cord. Today I just used a peg on a bucket, but yeah, anything like that. We've actually been asked to do some workshops, and we thought with the boys it would be appropriate to do cordage with them and then probably make some fish or eel traps.
So to me, weaving circles are about being present, about being in the circle. What you're working on is in a circle. It's going around and around. The conversation is in a circle. It's going around and around. It's about what's in between. It's not so much the finished product, but it's what's woven into the product. It's something that binds you all together when you're all sitting there, and it just goes around and around. So the circle is repeated in how you are sitting, it's how you are weaving, it's your finished product, and it's the yarning that goes in between the weave. the yarning gives you connection to wherever you are, to the people that are sitting there. We find when we travel around that we end up being related to most of the people sitting in the circle. That mob, you know, they start talking and they'll mention a surname and they'll mention a name, and you'll go, oh, but I had an Auntie Flo. And then they'll go, but what was her maiden name? And then they'll talk about that, and we'll go, oh, that's my so-and-so, and it just goes on and on and on. So that's the connectedness that you get sitting in a circle and yarning.